All right, so we are live. I'm meteorologist Jordan West. So we do have a thunderstorm warning. I know this says tornado warning. We'll get to that in just seconds, right outside of Telfair County. But we have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Taylor County and Wheeler County. I'm gonna zoom in there and I'm gonna go full screen now. Still getting stuff set up, but nevertheless, I'll be tracking this with you if it's working. Looks like we're having some technical issues there. Looks like it's starting to clear up a little bit. I'm gonna go out for a second, and then we're gonna go back in. Okay, there we go. All right, like I said, severe thunderstorm warning. Now that red box just south of Telfair County, that's a tornado warning. So once that crosses over into central Georgia, which is over the county line of Telfair, that is when we will more than likely go on air if it crosses that far. Just got in the building, getting stuff set up. But I've been tracking this for a while, ever since I got home just a few moments ago, and I dropped everything and came down to the station because I saw it coming. Now I am pulling up Facebook for any questions, but I'm gonna just go ahead and get started. So let's see. So looks like most of this severe thunderstorm warning is due to the potential for, it's not showing me here because of the tornado warning, but the potential for a tornado potentially affecting southern Telfair and southern Wheeler County. If you're in McRae, this is not something you need to worry about, but it's something you definitely want to be weather aware about. Same with Milan and Alamo, same with Mount Vernon. I'm pulling up the National Weather Service chat now to see what all they are saying about it. Logging in now. Let's see what they're talking about in there. See what's up. Severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see, text data. So for starters, looks like wind gusts in that area, in that yellow polygon. We're talking about wind speeds and wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. That could cause damages to roofs, sidings, trees, etc. And then, so the main issue with, the main reason they issue this severe thunderstorm warning, the yellow polygons, because there could be a potential tornado in that area. So now I'm gonna kind of go into detail about where that tornado is. It looks like they have it right here, but it looks like it may be past this area. Let me check the velocity and see what's going on there. Let's see. It will show me the pattern here. Okay, so it mostly looks like straight line winds, but they're saying that this could be a tornado right here where there's a little bit of a hook. Let me see if I can circle it here. Where's my pen? Let's see, right in here. If I had to guess, other than that, I'm not really seeing too much evidence of one, and there might have been one earlier, and maybe it's decoupled and deformed, but that's the only type of little squiggly line that I'm seeing there that could be that potential for tornado warning, which is sort of out of the polygon that they're seeing. So I'm gonna zoom out here back to my scroller. And let me check the other velocity, that might be it, let's see. Okay, we're seeing much more rotation here. All right, so it looks like they're probably gonna extend this tornado warning. Let me circle what I'm talking about. This little area of rotation right here. See where there's green embedded and there's red embedded in there as well? That's where that potential tornado is right there. I'm gonna check the damage signature, the debris signatures, the correlation coefficient to see if there's anything. So there's no damage popping up. So it's possible that this is just an area of rotation, but not on the ground. Technically, it's not an area of rotation until it is on the ground. So that might be why the National Weather Service for Telfair County, which is different compared to the county just to that south, so that's Ben Hill County right there, south of Jacksonville. That's completely different National Weather Service territory than what we're used to. The rest of central Georgia, including Telfair County, is ran by the office in Atlanta. I believe they are run by the Tallahassee office. So in order for that tornado warning to really be picked up and moved to Telfair County, the Atlanta office will have to monitor that and reissue that warning. But I'm gonna go back to the velocity to see what we're looking at in terms of a little twist. Okay, it looks like we're actually seeing multiple areas of rotation embedded within this line of velocity. So I'm gonna circle what I'm seeing here. Find my little pencil, here we go. So there's this area here, and then this area here. This area here, the second one, the one I'm gonna point out here, is a lot more defined, I think. But like I said before, and there's no debris signature. The rest of this is just kind of clutter on the screen, but something to look out for. The rest of this to the north and east of Jacksonville. So now that tornado warning is expected to expire by 5:45, which is in 6 minutes from now. The severe thunderstorm warning looks like it won't expire until 6:15. So I'm gonna be tracking this with you nevertheless. Let's see, I'm gonna go back to the reflectivity, so all the colors that we're used to seeing on the screen when there's rain, this little area here. And the reason I even was worried originally was the tornado south out of central Georgia, this one here in Berrien County, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, with severe thunderstorms surrounding it. That was the one that was catching my eye, but by the time I arrived here, this one was popping up. So I was like, okay, we got multiple areas of rotation, and it could be affecting central Georgia. And like I said, honestly, if I were y'all in Telford County, especially closer to Jacksonville, headed towards Lumber City, headed towards McRae, just looking at that velocity signature, and because y'all are under that severe thunderstorm warning, you guys should be in your safe place now. So I'm talking about the most inner portion of your home, as many walls between you and outside, the lowest deck of your home. So if you have a basement, perfect spot. If you have just a first floor, just in the middle of your home on the first floor. Now on the second floor, make sure you know where your pets are, make sure you know where your children are. And prepare accordingly, because although there isn't a tornado warning in effect just yet, I have a feeling that there's something on the ground, and even if it's not a tornado, it's still something dangerous where you want to know where all your family is, and you want to be all in one spot nevertheless. So I'm gonna go back to the velocity because that's showing a little bit more of what's going on there. It looks like the rotation is starting to decouple a little bit, unless we are looking at this little area here, which is still something to notice. It just moved. You kind of see where that green is wrapping around right in there, and then you got the red up in here. So I know there's like squiggly lines, but you get my point, right? So nevertheless, there's a severe thunderstorm warning in the area, so you just want to be extra cautious if you are definitely in southern Telford County, even headed into southern Wheeler County. I'm gonna check the National Weather Service and see what they think about this tornado warning, because they're not really saying anything about it at all, and I guess that's good news, but that's something to still look out for still. Let's see. And then just a second, I'll go into Facebook and answer you guys' questions, but I do want to still monitor that tornado risk, so if I can't get to it, that's why. Let's see. Atlanta chat room. Official join room. Let's see. Join room. All right. So yeah, all they're saying so far is that a tornado is possible embedded in that severe thunderstorm warning. There's just a lot of stuff going on there in terms of the wind speeds, a lot of areas of rotation. I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna go to the storm ingredient section here. And what I was noticing earlier, there's a lot of shear in this area. See where the red, so the red are the upper level winds, and they're headed more northward than the lower level winds. You kind of see here, let me show you. So the red is going this way. Let's see, let's do that again. And then the white is going closer towards this way. And when you're having that change in wind speed, or should I say wind direction with height, that's when we start to see rotation. That's when we start to see those tornadoes form, not to mention that potential energy that we have in the area due to the daytime heating that we had this afternoon. So I'm gonna go back to the radar, see what's going on there in terms of the rain. Just backing up a little bit, we have had rain just about all day today. Lots of red, lots of yellow, lots of all different colors. I've been tracking it literally since 11 o'clock last night, and it's just been a lot. I was here a lot of the day today just trying to see, okay, what's going to happen with these storms? Are we going to see anything severe? And in fact, I did actually call the National Weather Service earlier today, and they did say that if we were to get anything severe, it would be right on the cusp of central Georgia. And by that, I mean right here on the edge of Telford, Wheeler, and Montgomery and Truitland County. And that's exactly what we're seeing here today. Still not seeing any extension of that severe thunderstorm, or I'm sorry, any extensions of that tornado warning just yet. Looking to see if there's any type of rotation going on, and if there is any, it would be, let me back up some. Let me look inside the red polygon. Let's see if there's anything there first before I continue. Okay, it doesn't look like there's much of a debris signature there really. I'm sorry, a velocity signature that would represent a tornado. And even this system here, the wind speeds aren't strong enough for a tornado. We would see brighter red, we would see brighter green if it were. The wind speeds simply aren't strong. We're just seeing some sort of rotation here. And that's probably why the National Weather Service of Atlanta, who's in charge of our area, isn't issuing a tornado warning. And there we go, it's expired. That's exactly what I was saying. So, okay, so we still have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect, so we're still gonna cover that with you guys. And because that tornado threat is now over, at least for now, I'm going to go ahead and move over to Facebook chat since everything's starting to sort itself out. So if you're still in that area, I was definitely still, you know, be indoors, don't go outside trying to take pictures of tornadoes. If you see any damage after the fact, like, you know, an hour, 2 hours from now, that's when you need to take pictures, send them in so we can send them to the National Weather Service and report it. But for now, just stay alert, stay indoors, because we're still seeing wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour. And let me see if there's any hail cores within that. I don't think there's anything hail related there. Nah, there isn't any in Central Georgia at all. Nope, if we were, it would be down here to the south and east. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing anything, so there we go. It's really just those straight line winds and that possible tornado that they had that really sparked up that severe thunderstorm warning. And okay, and like I keep saying, it looks to be some sort of rotation here, but it's just simply not strong enough. And like I said before, we weren't seeing that debris signature. This would be bright red here and, you know, bright green next to it. So that's more indicative of a tornado than anything else. And just checking the debris signature, once again, there isn't any debris in the air, and that's another sign saying, hey, you know, if there was debris in the air, it would be green, brighter colors there as well, and we're not seeing that. So the evidence for a tornado ultimately is very, very low. The odds of us even seeing a tornado overall in Central Georgia for our southeastern counties was already low. We were under a level 1 of 5 on our severe weather outlook. And in terms of this tornado warning down here towards the south, it looks like it's headed in the direction that's not towards Central Georgia. So that's good news for us at least. So I'll be watching that, you know, from now until it expires, but for the most part, literally the clips of Telfair County, the clips of Wheeler County are what we're monitoring. Okay, I'm gonna go to Facebook since I think I've said what I've had to say for the most part and see what you guys' concerns are. 13 WMAZ is live now. Hope we are. All right, so comments or chat room, I guess. All right. Just reading y'all's comments, seeing if there's any questions or concerns. Macon, Georgia is safe for now, Rebecca. Warner Robins is good. It's all just rain for most of Central Georgia. I know, you know, we came online, on live on air, not on air, but just on Facebook and on YouTube and whatnot, that there is a severe thunderstorm warning. I'm aware that there are storms, not storms, moderate rain over Central Georgia as a whole, but the only thing that's severe would be in our southeast. Look at the thunder strikes. We're not seeing any thunder strikes anywhere else. The only spots we're seeing that is, you know, Telfair, Wheeler, Montgomery, and Trutland County, headed into Vidalia. So that's the only little severe area that we were watching. And I'm gonna go to the Storm Prediction Center outlook, and we have been under a level 1 of 5 for the past 24 hours or more, just for these south and eastern counties. So this was not to be unexpected, but something we were kind of looking out for all day. And that would be the situation at hand. All right, I'm gonna go back to the radar, keep it still for a second so you guys can see what's going on. But yeah, we're still monitoring that tornado warning to the south, but again, it looks to be headed more eastward, so it shouldn't be affecting central Georgia at all, but southern Georgia. So yeah, actually Lauren Black, you're mentioning something really interesting. She says that in order for a tornado to form, basically she thought she learned in school that it would have to be warmer than it is. And that has been my thought process all day, Lauren. I'm like, every time I walk outside, it's cold outside. I'm gonna give you a quick look at the temperatures and you'll see the reason more than likely why our southern counties are seeing what they're seeing and we're not. Let's see if I can find that temperature map. You see what I'm talking about now? So we got cooler temperatures to the north, Macon 48, 42 in Monticello, 45 in Versailles, 45 in Thomaston. Meanwhile, right there where that severe thunderstorms were, right there where that potential tornado was, what are our temperatures? 61 in McRae, 64 in Vidalia. We are very much warmer towards those areas, and that's exactly why the Storm Prediction Center put a level 1 of 5 on our severe weather outlook for that south and eastern portions of the United States, because that cold air is coming from a high pressure system that is settled over the northeast. I'm not going to ramble on too much about what's going on overall, but you get the point. The north central Georgia area is cooler, significantly cooler than what we are seeing in our south and eastern counties. And that's why we're starting to see those tornadoes, or we saw a potential tornado through Telfair, potentially into Wheeler County. All right, I'm gonna go back to the radar for starters. I'm gonna see if we see anything interesting within that. Just a very large bowing segment. So I'm looking at this thing here. Can I pause this? Stop. Nope, that was the wrong button. Okay, load. Oh, here's a stop button up here. All right, let's do this again. Back to Telfair County, and we're going to pause. All right, so this right here is a bowing segment. Let's see, I think it would be this here. And the areas of rotation that we kind of have to worry about with these two bowing segments would be, I guess there are 3 bowing segments, you know, up to interpretation, but it would be this area here and this area here. That's how these systems typically work. Sometimes they can be embedded within the bowing segment depending on how organized the front is, but this is what I'm seeing, and that's what we're kind of looking out for, but I don't think this was the case within that one warning that was headed into Telfair County. Now, back to the velocity, see if I see anything there. This is a lower velocity level, this is a higher velocity level. So it looks like they are extending the severe thunderstorm warning for Telfair and Wheeler County into 6:15. And once again, tornado possible. Okay, so I believe that's a newer update. I'm gonna check the chat real quick just to be sure. But I believe that's new. Yeah, they just extended it, and they did say tornado possible. So they still are, and mind you, this is now the Peachtree City office, the National Weather Service office in Atlanta, that's saying, hey, a tornado could still be possible here. So now the offices have switched over, and this is the area of rotation that we could be seeing right here in this area, which once again, not seeing too much evidence of it. We're not seeing those strong wind speeds, although we are really far away from the radar. That's way over towards middle Georgia. The radar is way up there, closer to Jeffersonville. So sometimes the data can be a little bit skewed the farther we go out, but I still think these would be brighter colors if they were a tornado. Once again, checking the debris signatures, not seeing anything bright there that's indicative of a tornado, but the wind speeds are showing some sign of rotation. So and that would be, I'm circling it to show you guys where it would be at. That would be right there. All right, and I was also looking at that tornado warning to our south. Like I said before, it looks like it's not going to affect central Georgia at all. Let's see. And this is kind of what I'm talking about here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but these colors are a lot brighter. Let me go to a different velocity. They're not too much brighter, but they're a little bit brighter than what we're seeing up there in Telfair and Wheeler County. So in this situation, this is a tornado, if I'm not mistaken. It's hard to determine sometimes, but these colors here are brighter than the ones in Telfair County. But even these aren't that bright to, correlate with really strong wind speeds. But a tornado warning can be in effect as long as they believe that it could be on the ground, and that's a good thing because rather be safe than sorry, right? So let's go back towards Telfair, Wheeler County. Okay, that's where they're saying that potential tornado could be on the ground, headed now into mostly southern Wheeler County. So if you're in Jacksonville, you're all good in terms of the potential tornado. Jacksonville, you're good. You can leave your safe place, stay indoors for now. Lumber City, you need to be in your safe place. South and eastern Wheeler County, you need to be in your safe place. And Montgomery County, next to Uvalde, I will go ahead and kind of just head towards your safe place as well. Now let me see if I'm seeing a hook there on the radar. Reflectivity. There we go. So seeing a lot of clutter there. We're seeing a very heavy downpours in that area. So if there were to be a tornado, I think that it would be rain wrap. You wouldn't be able to see it because there is very heavy rainfall in that area. We're seeing a lot of dark red there, just north of Lumber City. So take that as you can. Like I said, just be in your safe place now if you are within this severe thunderstorm warning for Telfair and Wheeler County. All right. Going to mention your questions. Let's see, no real questions or concerns that I'm seeing. Alrighty. Okay, so yeah, I see some of y'all are asking about areas outside of central Georgia. We do cover just central Georgia, but I'm not gonna just not cover everybody else, obviously. I have been kind of mentioning this tornado warning down here closer to Douglas because a lot of you guys do get 13 WMAZ outside our coverage area, so I'm not just gonna not count y'all out. In fact, I think I was getting ready to go on live before the warning was even in effect for Telfair County. So we're watching everything that's happening down here. We got this tornado warning in I don't know how to pronounce this one, Atkinson County and Coffee County. I'm assuming that's Coffee County. Looks like coffee to me. But that is not headed towards Telfair County. That is not headed towards Wheeler County. It's headed eastward. So we are all good there in terms of central Georgia. But like I said, there is that still potential tornado on the ground for this little polygon here in Telfair and Wheeler County. They do have a little threat there, noted tornado possible. I can imagine wind speeds are up to at least 60 miles per hour, wind gusts up to 60 miles per hour, and we're seeing a lot of heavy rainfall there as well. So that small little area is really getting a lot all at once. Potential for tornado, strong wind speeds, and heavy rainfall. So if there is a tornado, potentially, it would be rain wrapped. And a good bit of lightning strikes as well. So definitely be in your safe place. Anywhere west of, or anywhere as far west as Lumber City and as far east as Uvalde. This is a very small little coverage area here. I know it covers 3 counties, but all 3 of these areas should be in their safe spot right now, just in case there is that tornado that is on the ground. Let me see if I can find any more indication of that. Correlation coefficient seems to be dry. Nothing that is notable. That's the higher angle velocity. Going back down to the lower angle one, similar situation. Okay, so once again, not seeing much evidence of rotation. I can imagine we're still seeing some pretty strong wind speeds in the area, although the colors aren't really illustrating that because we are far away from the radar, but still. They issued the warning for a reason, so we're gonna honor the warning. All right, I'm gonna go back over to Facebook, see what's up. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, I believe Wheeler County is in our viewing area. I agree. All right. Okay, just a lot of, debates about what's Middle Georgia, yeah, fun stuff. But yeah, so looks like they dropped this severe thunderstorm warning that was in effect for Hasselhurst and everything south of Telfair, Wheeler County, etc. Still got a lot going on down here to our south. Looks like, okay, this is definitely a more organized area of rotation that we weren't seeing necessarily in Telfair County earlier. So this tornado warning, once again, is for I'm not even gonna say those counties again, but you can see them on the screen. For those 2 counties south of our viewing area, that's headed north and eastward. And let me see if I can figure out what the wind speed on that is. Or how fast it's moving, I'm sorry. Moving northeast at 55 miles per hour. So if I were to take this northeastward, let me zoom out for a second. I'm gonna get Telfair County in there too, so I can see what's going on up there. Where is my little tracker? Here we are. So about 55 miles per hour, so if we go out 55 miles, do the physics and all that fun stuff, it would be at Nichols, which I think I'm pronouncing that right, relatively soon. Wilsonville is by 617, Nichols by 622, Systems by 625, and Geisy by 629. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing those wrong. Not familiar with this area, I'm not familiar with any counties really south of central Georgia. Or at least our viewing area, I'm sorry. So, I'm gonna go back to the reflectivity. I feel like there's more going on there. Lots of lightning, and probably thunder, which is same thing. That Boeing segment seems to be a little less organized. We weren't really seeing evidence of a tornado warning or of a tornado on the ground earlier. Wasn't seeing one just a few moments ago. So just to kind of recap, once again, we were under a level 1 of 5 on our severe weather outlook for most of our south and eastern counties. Heavy rain, damaging winds, and I've been saying all morning, if you guys have been watching us, for starters, you would know that I did the night shift and morning shift the past couple of days. Another thing you would also notice that I've been saying that the possibility for a brief tornado cannot be ruled out. So there we go. I just want to say, I did mention it multiple times this morning. So this was not out of the radar. And I don't mean that literally. Well, I guess I do mean literally because we're under, you get the point. But anyways, severe thunderstorm warning for Telfair, Wheeler County. This will expire at 6:15, which is about 12 minutes away. Once again, the National Weather Service did note tornado possible. Just looking at the wind speeds, just kind of monitoring it to see if there is that evidence of a tornado. Not seeing it in the wind speeds, not seeing it in the debris signatures. Overall, this is a very small portion of central Georgia, or the 13 WMAZ viewing area, at the very least. Down to Douglas, Pearson, I think this is debris signature. Let me look at the velocity to make sure this is what I'm seeing is accurate. Okay, what I was seeing was not accurate, but I do see rotation, a very broad area of rotation right here. And I know I'm kind of repeating myself at this point a little bit, but you guys have to, as I'm sure you're aware, people come in, they go, so not everybody is receiving the same information at the same time. But yeah, that's another area of rotation that I was watching more closely to see if it was going to affect Telfair County, Wheeler County, but it's going too far eastward to be affecting us. Gonna zoom out a little bit. All right, I'm gonna look at some of y'all's comments, see if y'all have any questions. First, let me put the reflectivity back up so y'all have at least something that you're more familiar with to look at. All right. All right, not seeing any questions or concerns. I see someone said, sorry, you guys haven't done anything wrong in my eyes. You all are all good, I know severe weather can be a very stressful time for everybody. Not mad at anybody or anything like that. So, looks like they trimmed the tornado warning closer towards Douglas, which is good news. That means that it looks like the area of rotation might be coming to an end, or it means that they're transitioning over to a new office, but I don't think there's any office east of Douglas in terms of the boundaries. But back to Telfair, Wheeler, let's zoom out. Let's zoom out. There's nothing really going on there in Telfair, Wheeler County, other than that severe thunderstorm warning that they just dropped, by the way. All right, so they just dropped that. So technically, the 13 WMAC viewing area is good to go. That tornado warning looks pretty serious down there south of Douglas and Pearson, so everybody who lives down in that area definitely want to stay weather aware down there. Pay attention to those updates down there. As far as central Georgia, I know there's rain everywhere, and we just got out of a severe thunderstorm warning, but that severe thunderstorm warning was only for extreme southeastern parts of our viewing area. Everybody else is good. Telfair, Wheeler, Montgomery, Truland, you guys just kind of stay weather aware. Pay attention to our active radar. If you like watching the live stream, if we were to go live again, if you like watching the live stream, you can always watch it on YouTube, but you can also watch it on the 13 WMAZ Plus app on Roku and the Amazon, I think it's the Fire Stick. Pull it up on there. We should be live on there too, and that's usually easier. The whole family can kind of get involved, so you're not all surrounded by a tiny phone or a computer screen. So definitely head on over there and check us out there. But with that, I don't think you guys had any major questions. Like I said before, and all morning and all night, the majority of these storms are not severe. They're just light to moderate rain. I shouldn't even be calling them storms. The only storms that are really possible are down here to our southeast, but the rest is just rain. So, if you guys are in the comments right now saying like, what about Macon, what about Gray, what about Edenton, what about Thomaston? You guys are all good. Everywhere, out of this little green zone that I'm about to show you, everybody out of this green area, y'all are all good. Don't even, you should probably always be severe weather aware, but you should just, take it with a grain of salt. Everybody in the green, continue to be weather aware. I will continue to be here. Now, we don't have a 6 tonight, which is why he probably turned on the TV and was like, oh, what's going on? We don't have a 6 tonight, but we do have an 11. I have a feeling I will be here until 11, given the situation that just unfolded a few moments ago. And if anything were to spin up again, I guess I'll be here. But if I'm not mistaken, the National Weather Service did say that the severe weather threat ends around 7 p.m. I'm gonna take a quick look at the future view to see what's going on and seeing the timings on that. Yeah, so that the nasty stuff is getting ready to leave. Yeah, 7, 8 o'clock will be good, according to not only the Storm Prediction Center, but also the National Weather Service, and according to me. So that being said, I'm gonna leave it out on the radar. You guys be safe out there. If you were in those areas of severe nature, don't forget to take pictures when it's safe. There's lightning out there right now, so you should still be indoors. If you hear thunder roar, go indoors. There you go. All right. Good evening or good night, guys. If I see you, I see you. Good luck and be safe.